you're never really alone, even though you could be like a sole person in business. So I felt very confident in the fact that PhotoDay had my back. I am Dani Mack of Dani Mack Photography. I am from Long Island, New York, and I shoot sports photography. I was the mom on the sideline with the camera, and I was just taking pictures. I've loved pictures my whole life, so I was always the girl with the camera, and then I became the mom with the camera. And it was my daughter's coach, Coach Joe, shout out to him, who said I really need to specialize in sports photography. And he said, watch what will happen. And he got me my first team, which has led me to just an amazing, successful career in sports photography. And yeah, I was able to shoot like the Little League World Series for the boys. And I've gone to many workshops to like just expand my business. And then I got into volume because the league wanted me to photograph their team. And then I had to figure that out. So say yes and figure it out later. I was so new to it, but the demand was there. So it was a matter of just figuring out the skills to match the demand, because obviously people saw something that they liked, but business-wise, I'm solo, I still am, just like one person figuring this out. So I really had to research, like, how do I as a sole business owner really create a business that's going to be successful and to give people, especially at a volume level, what they're expecting or what they see on my Instagram. So that really stressed me out until I did my research, and ultimately led me to PhotoDay, and I felt like I had a team, even though when I looked around in my office, it was still just me. I found PhotoDay by just Googling. I literally was just looking for solutions because I had a team approach me, which I knew was rare. There are photographers out there really trying to approach leagues all the time, and this league just sought me out because my community was really good and I was doing a good job with the baseball teams and everybody hiring me for their photos. And they were like, what about a league photo shoot? So like I said before, I said yes, and then I had to figure it out. So figuring out meant like, how do I do this? And PhotoDay came up right away, and I met with some amazing people right away. I mean, Brian, I was probably on the phone with him for hours. PhotoDay helped my sales strategy in ultimately teaching me a sales strategy. So I went into this very new. And so I didn't know price sheets or anything. So dealing with one-on-one was very different than volume, dealing with creating packages and making profit and taking everything to account. And the one thing that I liked about PhotoDay was that there were people running me like through the whole process. Show me your price sheet. What do you think of this? And the feedback was instant. So to me, I never felt like I was alone, especially when you're new to business and you ultimately are trying to create a profitable business, because it's very expensive to start one. And to me, they helped me structure it better. So the bubble. Let's just talk about the bubble for a second. So because I was so new to volume photography and PhotoDay, any questions that might have come my way from like a parent through an email, I instantly, if it was during business hours, left it to the bubble, and they would get back to me really, really fast. So then it looked like I was right there with the answer, right back to the parent, and I loved it. And if it was past the bubble time, I knew they'd get back to me right in the morning so that I would have the answer. So I could just leave a message to the parent like, thank you so much for this inquiry. I will be looking into this, and I'll get back to you right away. Because I knew I had like my team ultimately working on it for me. So it always made me come across very professional, which is ultimately what you want when you have your own business. So I felt very confident in the fact that PhotoDay had my back. I would definitely recommend PhotoDay to anyone else. Obviously, they did right by me. I felt very confident going into my first job because I met with the team, had the onboarding call, and then I was able to set up multiple Zoom meetings or Google Meets with the team leading up to it with any questions, and then the bubble with anything additional. So yeah, I would recommend it just for the fact that like, you're never really alone, even though you could be like a sole person in business. You have a whole team behind you. A year ago, I did the webinar, which was amazing because people were on the webinar and then they were messaging me on Instagram. So aside from it like helping with business, I've made connections with other photographers that were watching and were interested in my growth. A year since I started, I have that league. Now they want me to photograph their team again, so it was a success. And I will be using PhotoDay again for it. So for me, this year has been amazing. And I know going into this next job, I'm definitely less stressed than I was the first time around because I'm more experienced with it. And I love that they keep updating their features and they keep us very informed with all their emails. So even though it will probably be a little bit different because new features came out, I know that I will have the information at the touch of my fingertips the second I log on, because they let me know what's going on and how to change my business plan. I'm excited.